Good morning, coffee snobs. Welcome to my video. I'm gonna show you how to make a quick and easy perfect cup of coffee. It's called the pour over method. I'm here with my daughter and she is filming me today. She wanted me to make this video and show you how to make the absolute best perfection in coffee. And she's only 11, but she'll still drink it. It's that good. Anyway, so what we have here is a $4 purchase from Amazon. It was on sale. It is a pour over coffee dripper, I guess you would call it. Got the little hole in the bottom. You use a number 2 filter with this guy. So I'm going to show you how to make coffee. I already have my coffee ground. I did like a medium to fine ground coffee. This is a Lavazza coffee. It's a pretty good brand. I grind it fresh every 2 to 3 days. But to make it perfect, I would recommend grinding it before you use it. We're going to use about 25 grams of coffee for a big cup of coffee. So I got my mug, cold mug, filter, number 2, into my pour over. I have a kettle here that actually brews to the right temperature for coffee, which is about 205, and then it'll hold it. It's pretty convenient. You don't need it. If you want to just boil your water and then let it sit maybe a minute or so after it boils, so shut it off once it hits boiling point, let it sit. It'll be around 205 after about a minute. So once it hits the boiling mark, it's going to beep here in about 2 seconds. What we're going to do, we're going to pour a whole bunch of water through the filter to clean the filter and to warm up your cup. I'm going to fill the cup halfway with water. And it's ready. So I'm going to fill it halfway with water. Again, just pour. You don't need this fancy gooseneck kettle, but it does help. It's easy. If you're in the market for a kettle, I would recommend grabbing a gooseneck. It holds a little less water, but it's a lot easier to use. So we're just going to let that pour through, get anything out of the filter we don't want, warm up our mug. And then this process, it takes about 5 minutes, so it's kind of a weekend thing for me. But it's definitely noticeably better than your drip coffee makers or your Keurig cups or whatever different cup you have. Okay, so that's done. My mug's nice and warm. So I'm gonna pour that out. Okay, next step. We're gonna put the wet filter back on top. And I'm gonna use, each one of these is 7 grams, so I'm gonna go a little bit higher. And I'm gonna do 3 heapers.
Heapers.
Which probably anywhere from 25 to about 28. I'm gonna give it a little bit more just so it looks a little better. Okay. First step, we're gonna level it off. Give it a little shake. Now you're gonna pour, and you're gonna pour as slow as you can. So it's easier with the gooseneck, but it's not necessary. And I'm gonna go from the center and I'm gonna go around in a little circle. So I'm gonna go for about 10-15 seconds, and I wanna get all the coffee grounds nice and wet. And then I'm just gonna stop. And you can see the bubbles coming up. That's gases and things being released from within your coffee grounds. So you're gonna let this sit for about 30 seconds. You're gonna let it drain into your cup. It should look like kind of a puffed up chocolate brownie when it's cooked. And I don't have any brownies to show you. If I did, they're gonna look pretty similar.
Don't we have brownies?
No, no brownies.
We don't have brownies.
Anyway, you'll get the point.
Aren't they in the pantry?
So we're gonna give that 30 seconds. It'll pretty much be stopped dripping out of the bottom at the 30-second mark.
Kind of does look like a brownie.
Right? Nice and smooth looking. So now the next part of this process, after the 30 seconds is done, you're gonna fill the rest of the cup. And we're gonna try to take 2 minutes to fill it. Again, more difficult with the standard kettle, a little easier with the gooseneck because you can pour it nice and slow. But we're gonna do our best. And I'm just gonna do circles. I'm gonna start in the middle and circle towards the outside. And then I'm gonna start in the middle and circle towards the outside again. If it gets too full, I'll just stop. It's not a big deal. Again, nice and slow. You wanna not disturb the grounds. So you don't wanna mix them up. You don't wanna stir them up. Let's go back to the middle. And I end up rushing this process. Usually, instead of taking 2 minutes, I usually do it in 1, but I'll go as slow as I can. I'm impatient for my coffee in the mornings.
Or he becomes a grouchy boy.
Yeah, that's right, grouchy.
Like coffee.
So I keep going back to the middle, and I just spiral to the outside. You can do this with whatever type of coffee you want. Cheaper coffees taste cheaper. Nice coffee beans taste more flavorful, obviously. If you buy the pre-ground stuff, it's not going to taste the same. It just doesn't have the same flavor. So I'm going to wait there because this might be a full cup by now, and I'm almost out of water.
Yeah, it's
Can you see
probably
it come out
more
the
than a
bottom
full
there?
cup. It might be more.
There you go. I
Can't
might
really
have
see
done.
it that well
No, I might have
because-
done a bit too much water because
Maybe.
This is okay. So that's it. Your coffee grounds are pretty evenly dispersed. Left a little on the side. Sometimes it's a little flatter depending on the thickness of your grind. And that is how you do a quick and easy, perfect pour over cup of coffee.